Well, hello there. Every once in a while, I'll go back and look at some old cases that I've been keeping tabs on. Um, and yeah, every once in a while, something will trigger me to go take a peek. This morning, I went in and looked. There's a case still back on the East Coast that's been lingering, going on for like 3 years now. I looked it up. There's another trial status conference hearing, something or other, that's not going to happen until the end of May. And then I took a look at another case that was adjudicated. There was a verdict that came in on the first. And this is Puget Sound Community Watch. Puget Sound Community Watch up in the Tacoma area. Parkland, I believe, name's Kenneth Salazar. And he shot somebody. Now, this person would make videos all the time surrounding his property and the properties adjacent to his and would chase people off. There'd be all sorts of cars parked and nefarious people wandering about. And he always took umbrage to this, looking for, I don't know, content or confrontation. I don't know. But I remember this one video where he went outside and was yelling at a delivery driver, I think for like Coca-Cola or something. I don't remember exactly who, but he would pull into the parking lot next door and would eat his lunch and throw his chicken bones outside. And he went out and had an issue with them. I saw him go out and have issues with people who were broke down, like a travel trailer or an RV. Um, and he was just always out there. And a lot of times he was armed that I remember. So, I mean, we can take a look here. I mean, this is his this is the house right here. Here's the property. And I don't know if this lot is his. There's a fence line here. Next door is the Masonic Center and the adjacent parking lot, the mortuary, the street. Here's the marketplace. This is the local grocery store. You saw this back wall all the time in the videos. Um, Different things would happen. I mean, homeless people would end up behind the store right here, law enforcement activity, whatnot. Here's the house from across the street, from the perspective of the sidewall of the store. Here's the Masonic Center. Here's the parking lot. This is an alley. This goes all the way through here. But you can see a lot of people, obviously, it looks like they pull into this parking lot here. Um, yeah, you can see the wall here, and then there's the wall again, and then there's the front of the house. So yeah, it's just very, very interesting. So this guy was always out there. Now, I know he's got a link to this story right here, News Tribune. I clicked on it and it's a pay to play, so I didn't want to fool with. But we can read a little bit of this, and then I've got another article. Says there's a history of confrontation between Parkland man and the person he shot to death for the parking in the vacant lot. Records say. I don't remember that part. Kenneth Salazar, 45, lived in a rented home in the 13,400 block of C Street South. A fence separated the home from an empty grass and gravel lot owned by the Dryer Masonic Center. The lot is used for overflow parking. Shortly before midnight Sunday, 30-year-old man and his girlfriend parked their van on the lot allegedly to smoke marijuana. On Tuesday, Pierce County prosecutors charged Salazar with second-degree murder. He pleaded not guilty in arraignment. Salazar told dispatchers that he shot the victim because the victim threw a cup of urine at him, and he thought it was a gun. Forensic experts were unable to determine what the liquid was. The victim's girlfriend said he was carrying a soda when he got out of the van. Yeah, so there you go. Everybody's worried about law enforcement being upset. But here's the story that I had from a while ago. Let me take a look. Where is it? There we go. Oh, I duplicated it. My bad. So, Parkland, Washington, a 45-year-old man is in the Pierce County Jail tonight, accused of shooting and killing a man he said was trespassing by parking on a private property. But investigators said the property does not belong to the suspect. Neighbors said the suspect had chased off drivers before he tried to park there, and his house is right next to the lot. Last night it happened again with lethal consequences. I'd just seen the van turn around, and I was coming in my gate, said neighbor Ray Brown. He was returning home just before midnight Sunday. He saw a van turning around in the grassy lot across the street. A woman was behind the wheel, and a man was in the passenger seat. He got out of the car. Seconds later, it happened. By the time I got to the middle of my house, I heard pop. And by the time I got to the back of it, I seen the guy, and the girl was saying, I'm unarmed. Soon afterward, Pierce County Sheriff's Dispatch Center began getting 911 calls. The person that called in said they had shot someone. That was the first call that we got. And then the next call that we got was that somebody calling saying that her boyfriend had been shot. And if I remember correctly, I think he shot him in the face. Ma said when deputies arrived, the suspect said he approached the van, which was illegally parked in the lot next to his house. And when the victim came out of the van, he was told, "Hey, get out of here. You're trespassing," said Moss. He tried to throw a cup with some kind of liquid in it, and as he was throwing the cup, the suspect fired and shot that killed the victim. Deputies took the suspect into custody, but that's not his property, said Brown. Brown said the suspect had often guarded this property as though it is his, but it isn't. It belongs to the Dreyer Masonic Center. I didn't see the shooting, said Brown. You know what I mean, but to me that's wrong. The 30-year-old victim has not been formally identified. So, and kind of just to go back, it's my understanding that the shooting took place right about here. If I remember correctly, but it's been a while, there's like a back gate to this property that goes into this alleyway here. So that whatever that confrontation happened somewhere in here, or I don't know, maybe it happened over here. Guess it don't matter at this point. So I looked it up today, and let's start from the bottom. It looks like on the 12th, the jury trial was held. And come up here to the minutes. They had the, motions, trial memorandum, discovery, states list, jury panel, jury selection on the 18th, challenge sheet. I don't know what a conflict sheet is. Defendant's proposed instructions by the 19th, and then the 23rd. And then 27th. So what I'm looking at, just by reading this, is that I think somewhere around the 27th the trial started, and the jury was given instructions on the 1st, and they came back with the verdict. And that verdict is not guilty. So, not guilty second degree murder, and not guilty. It looks like they may have given them a choice to choose second degree murder or manslaughter. All these counts came back not guilty. So they found him not guilty. There you go. Now, this guy hasn't come out on his channel to make any statements. Who knows if he'll ever be back. Hard to tell. It doesn't look like there was anything else pending in Pierce County, so no other charges were filed for any other reason. And that's about it. Now, something else I wanted to point out before we go, if you made it this far, is that I had 3 videos here at one point in time, and about a month ago I got a privacy strike. And the privacy strike was on Eunice Lofty's body cam video. And apparently he may, you know, by the timestamp, I'm sure it was him, took offense that Forney, Texas didn't blur out or take out his personal details that were in the body cam footage. So I thought about going back and blurring things out or cutting it out or somewhat doing whatever, but does it really matter at this point? I mean, the video's available. If you want it, you can get a hold of me. I can give you a link and you can download it if you want. But other than that, I think it's ran its course. So, all right. I guess that's about it. Thank you very much.